Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Daytona International Speedway. We are going to get started with our media availabilities here as we get started with the 2018 Speed Weeks in advance of next weekend's 60th running of the Daytona 500. And we are joined by our reigning Daytona 500 champion, Kurt Busch, driver of the number 41, Haas Automation Monster Energy Ford. Kurt, you've been in town for a couple days here, did some promotion in advance. What's it like doing all this media now as the reigning champion?
It's been great. It's just good to be back at the track, and looking forward to the practice sessions this afternoon and getting our car dialed in for the Clash and for the 500, of course. And it's really an experience, to win Daytona and to come back and experience it all and be promoting the race and being the defending champion. It's unique, and I'm looking forward to this opportunity to defend this title and to try to bring it back to back for Stewart Haas Racing at Daytona. So we've got our work cut out for us. I like the way that the new ride height rule is being implemented by the series, and so there's going to be so much more that we need to do with these practice sessions than normal, and trying to get all the speed out of the car with a different routine. So definitely practice. We used to only do like 5-10 laps at a time, and now we're going to have as many laps as we can possibly make today to try to get the car dialed in.
All right, we will open up to questions for the champ. We'll start here with Lee and then go to Greg.
Hey, SpencerMotorsport.com. What have you tried to do as far as team building goes with Billy in the off season, just the time you guys have spent together, getting to know each other?
Yeah, as far as new crew chief with Billy Scott, honestly, it's been seamless, and the best part has been the test session we had at Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. To have 2 days at track in practice sequences, doing short runs, doing long runs, but just the time together really has just been easy with texts, calls, lunches, dinners, and just I know he's anxious to get to the track and just get going. But for me and him, it's just been easy. The communication's been seamless, and in all honesty, it's been fun just because it's a new sequence with him and new guys, and we're just trying to learn as much as we can in a short amount of time.
We'll go to Greg and then Jerry.
Greg Engelauto Week. What do you think of the new inspection system, one, and how do you rank your Daytona 500 win among all the accomplishments of your career?
With the new system, the LAS platform, and then the Hawkeye laser system, it's a new procedure, but it's a must-needed type of system because the way that the templates are all shaped and how the different ways you can make the fenders look or the hoods and the way that the whole assembly of the car comes together, I think the Hawkeye system does a good job of seeing where there's differences and where teams are trying to take advantage of certain areas, and hopefully it'll equalize the way that some of the teams were pushing the limits in certain areas. So kudos to NASCAR for implementing that type of system, and we'll see how the process plays out as we move forward. And then winning Daytona, it's like winning a championship. It's one of the coolest things in stock car racing is to win Daytona. But to hoist up a trophy and to have that with us at Stewart Haas, it's equivalent to winning a championship. So I know Gene Haas was excited. Everybody at Monster was ecstatic, and the way that it all came together last year in our first race back with Ford, it was a tremendous win.
We'll go to Jerry and then to Zach.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and PRN. You're about to get your car back from last year. What are your plans for that? And do you get to keep it? You can get Tony, or what's?
Hopefully, we're pushing the number 41 back into the museum on Monday and trade it out. And the team is the one that has the car, the rights to the car. I actually asked for that in my contract negotiation, but didn't get the rights to the car. So it'll be pushed into the Stewart Haas front lobby area and go right along with Harvick's championship car and Stewart's championship car. It's really neat to have a special type of car like that, and we'll see. Hopefully, we'll push one in there on Monday and next week, and then I'll have that car to get after next year after that.
Do we have any final questions for Kurt? Dan?
Dan Gelson, Associated Press. Kurt, a couple questions. First, You signed with an entertainment agency over the winter, correct? To do some TV work and things like that, just in the racing field or outside racing as well?
It's a wide range, no real specific category. It's just fun to learn more about the TV side of things. So with ICM, they have so many different connections, whether it's live TV, film, commercials, and then just the overall TV world. Yeah.
Is there anything specific that piques your interest? Are you looking to like act or anything like that?
Oh man, I've been acting for 18 years here in the garage area. No, it's just fun to sign with those guys to learn more about the TV side of things. So whether it's with commentating, I love motorsports. I think that's the biggest focus for me. Is if I'm able to do anything in TV, it would be car related.
Do you feel pressure at all to repeat? I mean, it's only been done 3 times and not in 30 years or so. Or is it just, why do you think it is so hard to repeat in this race?
I feel the pressure. I like it. I want to bring home, another trophy, but mainly to try to do that because it's only been done 3 times, to be able to go back to back. And the pressure's there. Why is it difficult? I think it's just that you can't go back to the same pattern from a year ago. Everything changes so quick, and if you think you have mastered this track, you can never do that. This place is you have to respect this track, and you have to respect the race itself, and you have to find new things each and every year when you come back here to apply and to be able to find the right spot to be in at the end of the race.
And one last question, is Gronk going to be in your pit again?
Gronkowski, I haven't talked to Mitch Covington at Monster to know who's coming, but it's always a fun surprise on who's coming to the different events and who's doing different cross promotions. I mean, the Monster brand is so much fun to work for and to be part of the Monster athlete fraternity. And so each and every race there's somebody cool, somebody different, and we'll see who pops up next.
We'll go to Dinah and then wrap up with Reed.
Kurt, Dinah Pulver with the Daytona Beach News Journal. You started last season on such a high note with your marriage and winning the Daytona. How does that carry you through the rest of the season to start with such a high note?
I mean, it was an incredible feeling. I mean, to win the race, but most importantly, one of the most special moments in my life was getting married to Ashley and just sharing life together with her at the track and away from the track. It's really been a wonderful time in my life, and for her, to experience the whole NASCAR world and to be an athlete like herself, to play polo and to come into the NASCAR world and take it all in. There's just been so much love and connection between the two of us that motivation to go out there and to win each week is never been stronger for me, and I like the fact that I'm able to go out and support her with her polo and to be there at her events. So it's a unique balance.
We'll wrap up with Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Back in the day, this used to be, of the 2 super speedways, the handling track. Talladega was the power track. Do you expect the new ride height rule to put more handling back into the equation here?
I do. That's a great question. The way that the cars will now be, pinned to the ground, it is the first time really that we're looking at moving around nose weight and the balance of the car to adjust the handling. And we haven't done that really here in Daytona for 8 years. They repaved it in 2011. And so since then, it's been no handling issues whatsoever. And I'm really excited about this time around to hopefully see what the tire wear shows and how the balance of the car will shake out with this new ride height rule.
All right, Kurt, thanks for joining us. Good luck over the next few days.
All right, thank you.
If I can have your attention here in the Media Center, we'll continue on with today's Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series media availability. And we're joined by Alex Bowman, driver of the number 88 Nationwide Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 for Hendrick Motorsports. And man, Alex, what a difference a year makes. Last year you come in, you run the Clash, you finished there, but you really had nothing lined up past that. This year, you're in the Daytona 500, full season ahead in that 88 car. How does it feel to be back here at the World Center of Racing with that in mind?
Yeah, it's been really surreal for probably the past 7 or 8 months, but now to unload and to kind of be ready and be like, man, I'm driving a race car today is really special. It's a dream come true for me. So very thankful for the opportunity and really just looking forward to getting on the racetrack, seeing how our race car drives, seeing how our speed is, and kind of seeing how the cars drive with the new rules package and going from there.
Okay, we'll open the floor up for questions. If you have a question for Alex, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start with Bob and go to Lee.
Bob Hockers, ESPN. Has it sunk in anymore that you're driving the 88 in the last few weeks?
I would say probably the last couple days more than anything. Unloading yesterday and doing the weigh-in and kind of just going through all the motions to get going kind of made me realize, like, okay, well, it's time to go racing now and actually do your job. So it's just been it was surreal for so long because it was something that it was an opportunity that I never thought I was going to be able to get. So, to kind of have it all come to life here and to get going is really special.
Lee Spencer, motorsport.com. You've done so much simulation work. How do you think the ride height rule is going to affect the feel of the cars?
Yeah, what's funny is the only place we don't run in the simulator is super speedways. So I did the test here. I don't know. It was like May of last year or something, and I thought it made the cars drive worse. I mean, I was looser on entry, but it was kind of split. Like, obviously, not everybody tackled it the same way. Not everybody had the same setup in their cars. I think there was only 6 or 7 cars here, but some of the guys thought their cars drove better, and the other half of everybody thought their cars drove worse. So we'll just kind of have to see. I think cars just walking around the garage are more aggressive coming back here than they were in that test by far. So I think, and at the test we also had like an underbody panel that I don't think we have here. So it's just kind of a little different than the test was. I'm not really sure what to expect. I think everybody's going to be a little looser on entry and exit when the spoiler's not up in the air, but we'll just have to wait and see. I think there's definitely going to be guys that can go faster, but their cars are going to drive worse, and guys that can be aggressive, but their cars are going to be slower. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody compromises that.
We'll go to Jim and then to Jeff.
Jim Motorsport.com. Obviously, the previous driver, the 88, was known for his prowess on restrictor plates. I just wondered, what is your general approach to these races, and what is your approach going to be come next Sunday?
Yeah, I think obviously super speedway racing comes with a lot of experience. You got to kind of get experience to figure out what works. I've run a handful of speedway races in a cup car, but not a ton. So what I've kind of been doing is just leaning on Jimmy and Jeff and Dale as much as I can. Spent a lot of time talking to Dale last night about when to use runs and when to be aggressive and stuff like that. So hopefully I can learn as much as I can from them. I wouldn't say speedway racing is my favorite. I like races that you can control your own destiny, and speedway racing, you definitely can't do that. So I just am going to try to make the most of it, try to keep the Nationwide 88 up front. But, it's going to be a learning experience. Obviously, I've been out of the car for a while, so just going to do the best I can and see where we end up.
We'll go to Jeff and then to Brendan and then to Dustin.
Jeff Gluck from jeffgluck.com. Over to you. Okay. I've seen some conflicting things. What's your official stance on this Bowman the Showman nickname? You don't like it? Is that correct?
Well, I mean, I think at this point I just got to own it, right? I mean, I don't see it changing anytime soon. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but kind of is what it is at this point. Oh, man, I don't know. I'm not in charge of the T-shirt department. If they put that on a T-shirt, you won't see me wearing it. I can tell you that much.
We'll go to Brendan, then to Dustin, then to Claire.
Alex, hey, Brendan Marks, the Charlotte Observer. You mentioned talking to Dale last night. Have you been talking to him more as the season has been getting closer, and what has been his, I guess, biggest message to you so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think his biggest message is just to have fun with everything. I definitely previously, 2013, 14, 15, I probably stressed myself out too much with things and not enjoyed being a race car driver like I should have. So he's seen that and wants me to have as much fun as I can with this opportunity. But I'm the first person that tells you I'm not too stressed out. I'm not taking anything too hard. I just want to go have fun and enjoy this because it's a dream come true for me. So definitely talked about having fun with stuff, and at the same time, he gave me some drafting tips and speedway racing tips that I'm gonna try to keep to myself. So, but he's been great to lean on, and he always has been for me. So very thankful to have his help.
Dustin, then to Claire.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Alex, a couple things in regards to those tips. As Dale was talking to you about those, obviously, as you mentioned, you've got experience here. But were there, I don't know, aha moments in the sense of, oh, okay, I had never tried that, or I tried that and it didn't work, and here's why this might work this time. And secondly, you know, the 88 car is known, and the Hendrick cars are known to be, you know, really good on plate tracks most of the time. So it's a step up from what you've driven in the past. What more does that allow you to do with potentially being in a much stronger car at this type of place?
Yeah, I think there wasn't really one big thing that Dale said that stuck or anything. I think it's just a combination of a bunch of little things that I can use and keep in my back pocket to help me, and just kind of how he approaches this whole week, not just the race. So obviously this week has changed quite a bit since when he was here last year, and in the past with practice being different, the duels being impounded, stuff like that. So that definitely has changed from how he would approach the week and kind of what I have to do now. But as far as the 88 car and the Hendrick cars being really good on speedways, I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to get on the racetrack with how fast our Camaro ZL1s are going to be, and having 3 great teammates to work with. I ran the 88 at Talladega in 16, and I think we were running 2nd or 3rd and crashed with a couple laps to go. So definitely seeing how fast the cars are. We just got to not crash with a couple laps to go this time.
What was that like running up there with that type of group? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, you hadn't had as much of that experience up to that point.
Yeah.
You know, we always hear how cutthroat it is in the middle of the field. What was it like at the front?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, the guys, the mid-pack to back-of-the-pack guys, if they get behind a good car, it doesn't really matter who's driving it. They're going to push you. They're not going to hang you out. Whereas you get to the front and it's cutthroat. Anybody will hang you out. Nobody wants to really push you if they don't have to. So it's definitely interesting to see how the characteristics of the pack change through the pack, and just the characteristics of getting pushed by Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin versus a mid-pack guy who's going to stick with you. So definitely interesting to see and interesting to learn. I think I can definitely take learning experiences from that race and also from the Clash and use them to be more successful next Sunday.
Go next to Claire and then to Al.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. I saw you yesterday. I was here all day following people through the garage, and you were following Greg Ives. You'd walk behind him a step or two, and I saw you walk past the Hawkeye inspection bay. And how is that coming along? And you just seemed to be very respectful yesterday, very quiet on your phone a little, but kind of studying everything.
Yeah, I was just curious of how the new inspection process was going to go. You know, I'm pretty mechanically inclined, so I guess it kind of just like sparked some curiosity there of to how the scan was going to go and how the Hawkeye deal was going to go. So to be honest with you, I was sitting on my bus for a while. I went to the grocery store, got some stuff, came back, and then I got really bored. I was like, I'm just going to walk over there and hang out. So, you know, it's cool to see our team working together. We got a lot of new people, and they're really meshing well and working really hard. So just had some fun hanging out with the 88 guys in a capacity that I won't get to do today or on normal days.
How about Greg Ives?
Yeah, Greg's been great to work with. He's still the Riddler. Sometimes he puts out sentences that you're like, what? But he's so smart. He's just great to work with and is always looking out for any little advantage he can get, and that's why he kind of talks the way he talks sometimes and says the things he says sometimes, just trying to take advantage of anything he can. So really looking forward to working with him. He's a great guy and a great friend.
Oh.
Yeah, Alex, excuse me, Al Pearson, Auto Week. Do you have any sense yet that Junior Nation as a group is now your gang, and that you're now going to be among the most popular drivers simply because of the number you're carrying? Has that become any kind of a presence in your mind yet?
Not really. I mean, I think I'm very appreciative of the Junior Nation fans that have stuck around, but at the same time, I mean, there are fans that are going to go other places too. So hopefully we'll give them something to cheer for on Sundays and get as many people cheering for the 88 car as we can.
Now, Alex, by my count, there are 5 drivers entered in the Great American Race that were part of that 2011 NASCAR Next Class, the first NASCAR Next Class. You're one of those drivers. How has that program helped not only you, but other young drivers come up to really put them in position to succeed once they reach this level?
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, for me, obviously being a part of the first one, I think is vastly different then than it is now. I think it's definitely grown and become a much bigger stepping stone and definitely helps drivers much more. So it's really cool to see what it's become. It's cool to kind of have been part of the first one. They didn't like it when I went ARCA racing though. So it was definitely, I mean, the media experience it gave you. I think that's really what it was centered around when I was there. We did some photo shoot stuff and kind of used it to try to help promote us. But to see what it's become is really special, and how it's helping younger guys and girls, and on a broader scale, it's really cool.
Good deal. Any additional questions for Alex? Well, Alex, good luck in qualifying tomorrow, and good luck next week in the Daytona 500.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.